thank you so much for joining me tonight. So tonight we're going to be talking about 3 great tips to improve yourself and your life during lockdown. So I'm Vivian Hamilton, Winning Wednesdays with Vivian Hamilton Life Transformed. I am very, very pleased to see you, and I'd love you to like and share this video if it is interesting and useful, and obviously to think about who it is that would benefit from what I'm talking about, because I'm here to help people. I want to make a difference, so if you can help me by reaching other people, that'll be absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. So the 3 great tips that I've got that I'm going to go into in more detail are about taking up a new activity, spending time in self-reflection and self-care, and eating for health. So the first one, I've got lots of notes, so that's why I'm reading from my notebook, so bear with me. So the first one is taking up a new activity. And obviously these things can help you anytime. They're not just about lockdown, but particularly I thought that they would be beneficial this very week. So the first one I want to mention is about taking up a new activity, because it increases your brain's white matter, and that's called myelin. And the more you practice taking up a new activity and learning new things, the more myelin is produced, and it helps us to learn more efficiently. So it's almost like when you exercise and you use your muscles become more proficient, they become larger, they become more defined at doing that particular activity. And it's the same with the brain. It's producing the thing that will help us to deliver that activity more efficiently. That's the learning, and that is the myelin that's produced. And it helps us to learn more quickly as well, because it stimulates the neurons in the brain. So this is all about keeping your brain, which is a muscle, active. When your brain creates more neurons, it also creates more pathways and electrical impulses that travel down those pathways. And because there's more pathways and the electrical impulses can get through more easily, then you will learn more quickly. So it's just amazing. It's a self-perpetuating situation. And the new skills help you to feel mentally much brighter, give you a new subject to share with people. They improve the quality of your relationships, and you become a more interesting person to engage with. You know what it's like when you start learning something, you're excited, you want to talk to people about it, and you're bubbling over with your newfound skills or talents or knowledge, whatever it is. And so that's why you want to be sharing it with people. And people do find it interesting when you start talking about new things that you're learning, because often they're learning from you too. And learning a new skill, of course, will help to keep you with a new purpose each day, to give you some structure. I know a lot of people are still going to be working, me for one, and also my husband. We're very fortunate. But if you are not able to work right now, then having a new activity can keep you focused, can keep you doing something each day, give you a reason for being, and to relieve any boredom that may set in. I know for me, I personally find it, I rarely get bored, because I've got so much to do around the home and in my life, and I'd love to actually have more time for more activities. But I can completely understand if the carpet's been taken from under your feet and you're left without filling your days with the work that you usually do. I can imagine that it will become very boring very quickly, and not only that, quite stressful as well. So having a new activity will divert your mind, and it will relieve that boredom, and it will give you a purpose. And having a new activity will help you to also to be able to adapt to change better, because it develops your mind and the perceptions which give you more ability to cope with change. And this whole period is a period of change, isn't it? It's all very different what's going on right now. So by being able to adapt to change better and cope with change better, then you will cope with the whole situation more effectively too. So having a new activity will give you more strength in that area. And then keeping the brain active helps to stave off dementia. Now, we talked about myelin earlier, and myelin is something that is linked with dementia too, or rather the demyelination of the brain. So in other words, myelin being got rid of, broken down and dispersed with. So if we can counteract that by having an activity that creates the myelin, then we're actually helping to protect ourselves from dementia too, which is incredible. Some new activities can be all sorts of things. It could be making jewellery, it could be learning a language, learning an instrument, taking a business course, taking a course in natural remedies and medicines, taking up a new sport, or whilst you've got extra time on your hand, taking up a new side business. What better way to fill your time than by learning something new that is a business that can give you an additional bit of income during this time, particularly leading up to Christmas. There's so many things that you can actually do that will help you to have extra income and some amazing things that you can share with people as Christmas gifts. So lots of different businesses to think about. There's essential oils, there's wellness. Obviously Arbonne, who I'm with, is one of those. And for me, I have learned absolutely loads with being with Arbonne. It's so exciting. I did have an interest in nutrition anyway, but this has really sort of fueled it. And also I've learned so much about products that we put on our skin as well, skincare, body care products, shower gel, shampoo. I've learned so much about those things, and now I'm really so happy that I'm using products that are clean and safe and good for me and good for my family. And I love the fact that I can share them with my friends and contacts and family too, extended family. So that's another business. And you know, jewellery business, or there's utility businesses, whatever takes your fancy, there's probably a business to suit that. So have an exploration around the internet, talk to different people about what their businesses are. Arbonne are an amazing company, very fair, very ethical, and just I absolutely fall in love with them more each year. So if you would like to know more about Arbonne, then please let me know. But this is not about promoting Arbonne particularly. This is about helping you to find new things, new activities to keep you busy. Okay, so the next section is about spending time in self-care and reflection. So this is about making sure that you have time for the things that you love and you put them as a priority. So you know, often we're running around like lunatics from one place to the other. We're just so busy, we don't take enough time for ourselves, and we don't take enough time to say no to people. So what I'm going to say to you is don't overextend yourself, but take that time for things that matter more. Slow down a little in life and give yourself time to let things that are really important goals come into sharper focus and bubble up to the surface. And by taking this quality time, you'll have the ability to concentrate better as well. So, did you know that having more self-care time helps to improve your resistance to disease as well? So, most self-care activities actually activate the parasympathetic nervous system, or PNS for short. I'd never heard of it, but actually what that is it's a way of when your body goes into a restful and rejuvenating mode, this parasympathetic nervous system helps to fortify the immune system. So you will be building up the opportunity to fight against any viruses or illnesses that come your way. I'm not saying that this is a miracle cure or anything, but lots of different things all put together will make you feel better, feel more healthy, and to be more resilient actually in practice as well. So I say just do as many things as you can that will help your body or your immune system, help your body to function well. The more that you do, the less likely you're going to be really struck down. Obviously no one can guarantee that's not going to happen, but let's just try and do as much as we can to fight against it. So the self-care also helps to reduce stress, of course. So the more busy we become, the more overwhelmed often we are, and the more tied in knots we become. So actually taking self-care time will allow you to become physically and mentally better able to concentrate and to cope with situations. So I think that's a really important one, because especially right now, I think there is a lot of stress and anxiety around. So just taking that little bit of extra time to nourish your body and to nurture your body is really important. And having self-care helps to improve your self-esteem too, because when you take time for yourself and you put yourself first, really what you're saying is that I'm treating myself with respect, I'm valuing myself, I am important. And I don't know about you, but I'm a mum, and I think a lot of mums do tend to put themselves last. They do things for everyone else first, and then they're the last person in the pecking order. So I think one of the things we need to do is maybe flip that on its head and turn things around the other way and put ourselves first, so that we're better able to help other people. And when we value ourselves, we respect ourselves, we start to become more positive. Our self-esteem is elevated, and so because of that we start talking to ourselves in a more positive manner, and we are more grateful for the things that we have in life, which all then has a knock-on effect to everybody else. And having self-care time also allows you to take time to rediscover yourself, to really know what it is that you particularly want to do. And whether or not you're using a self-care method which is physical or sensory or spiritual or emotional or social, all your needs and thoughts and desires, you know, they need to actually come to a forefront. And when that happens, that, you know, when you're hearing what's in your heart, or what God's saying, or the universe, however you want to describe it, this can stimulate change in your life. And I think this is why when people go on holiday, they often may come back saying that they want to change career or do something different, or you know, start a fitness regime, or start a new hobby, that sort of thing. So this is a little bit like that. It's taking that time to rediscover yourself, redefine what is important and what direction you want to go in life, and then to implement it. So it might be one of those things I've mentioned already. It might be about a new health program. It may be talking about returning to old hobbies, or spending more quality time with your family, or redecorating the house, moving home. It can be all sorts of things, but what happens is that when you take self-care time and you rediscover yourself, you think about what is more important to you, you take that time to evaluate, then often people do want to make big changes like that. So the next one I wanted to talk about is the fact that when you take self-care time, you get filled up. And the more you get filled up, the more you're able to help and offer help to others, to show compassion, to be abundant in your giving. And it's a little bit like when an aeroplane is devoid of oxygen in the cabin, there's a panic on. The steward or stewardess, they say, put your own oxygen mask on first before you help your family. So this is what the self-care is. It's putting your own oxygen mask on so that you can be filled up with all that air, that goodness, so that you can breathe effectively, you can function properly and optimally, and then you'll be able to help everyone else, which is just literally amazing. So the more time you take for yourself, the better you'll be able to help other people, which is incredible. So what sort of self-care ideas are we talking about? Well, a walk with nature, a bath with essential oils and a candle, watching an open fire at this time of year. I mean, if you don't have an open fire in your home, why not buy a fire pit or light a chimney? Just get out in the fresh air, look at those flames on a crisp bright night, and it is just so satisfying and so mesmerizing. It's a wonderful way to spend an hour. Meditating, praying, journaling, singing, dancing, reminding yourself of good times by looking through photos or watching videos of holidays and things like that. Having gratitude for the small things in life, just waking up in a cozy, comfortable bed, having a hot shower, having your family all around, having food on the table, having a nice garden or a place that you can go for a walk, or having your bicycle, whatever it is, be grateful for it. We've got so much to be grateful for in life, and I know this is such a difficult time for so many people, but please try and think of the good things, because if you think of the good things, you will start to feel better about the situation. It's not going to necessarily take away the money issue and things like that if you've got a business or a job that is crumbling away, but at least in your mind you will start to stay positive, and that's really something that we have to protect. We have to look after our minds. Another thing you can do is lots of affirmations to keep yourself positive, or meditative exercises like yoga or stretching, or just lying down on the couch, closing your eyes and just letting your mind wander and relax, and just seeing what comes into it. No noise around, just calm, quiet, just being still and letting something come into your mind, into your heart. Or listening to some music and meditating in that way. So there's so many different things you can do. Clearly, that is just the tip of the iceberg. I think I'm going to look into this a bit more so I can give you some more ideas on self-care tips, because there's literally an abundance of different things that you can do. So there is a self-care tip for you somewhere. Everyone, again, is different. So there is something for you somewhere that would suit you best. So we talked about a new activity, we've talked about spending time in self-care. Now I'm going to talk about eating healthily. So recently I've been doing a program around eating the rainbow, which is eating a whole spectrum of colours of vegetables, and that gives us lots of different vitamins and minerals, and they all help in different ways to keep the body healthy. So that is just so important. I'd say start there with eating as many different colours of fruits and vegetables as you possibly can. But beyond that, look at what you're eating. Take notice when you're eating something that, do you feel sluggish after you've eaten it? Do you feel bloated after you've eaten it? Does it give you a migraine? Do you have heartburn? Do you have IBS? Do you get aches and pains? Do you get breakouts? All these things happen often when we're eating things, because our bodies are very sensitive to what we're eating. Literally, what you put in your body is what you get out, in terms of physical wellness and mental wellness, and the way that you look as well. And the reason for that is because when we put things into our body, it all goes through the gastrointestinal tract, or the gut, and everything that we put in, the body tries to process it, but some things the body doesn't really like. So it may be intolerant to things like gluten, which is found in wheat, or dairy, or you may be having caffeine that's irritating the gut, or you might be drinking alcohol, which, all these things may well be absolutely fine in moderation, but they do need to be in moderation. And it's the same with sugar. We, as a Western world, consume loads and loads of sugar, way too much sugar as a rule, and that might not be in terms of like a teaspoon of sugar in your cup of tea, or it might not even be a cake, but it could be something that's hidden, or something that you don't really realize is sugar, like a piece of bread. If it's white bread, then that's converted into sugar very quickly in your body. Same with potatoes, white rice. So we want to be eating things that are whole meal, that the body's going to take a while to digest, and is full of fibre, so it slows down the sugar intake. But the problem is that when we put all these different things into our gut, it causes the gut to be overwhelmed. It causes inflammation of the gut wall, potentially. It causes the bacteria biome, the rainforest of bacteria, to be all put out of kilter. So what we want in there is loads of good guys, the flowers, the good things growing in there. But when we put all the sugar and the alcohol and different things in, what happens is that the bad guys start growing up. They're the weeds, and they start strangling all the flowers. So we want to reverse that, because we want to get the good guys back again. When the good guys are there, then the happy hormone serotonin can be efficiently and effectively released, so you have a better mental well-being. Your gut, 70% of your immune system resides in the gut. So if it's all clogged up and strangled and all those bad bacteria are flourishing, your gut, your immune system is going to be compromised. So if you can change that balance by changing what you eat, then you will feel better in yourself, because your body will start to function effectively. You'll start to process the foods that you're digesting and you're trying to absorb more efficiently, and then your body will start to function more effectively as well. It will be nourished better. So I want to invite you along to have a consultation with me. I have a program which is called the 30 Days to Healthy Living. It is a 30-day program which ties in very nicely with lockdown, I have to say, but we can do it over 15 days, or you can have a tailored program just to suit you. We're very, very flexible, but the key thing here is it's not just about what you eat, but we have a whole program that looks about exercise, mindset, we help you with meal plans, recipe ideas. It's an interactive group for help and support. So if you've got a problem with what you're eating and you're hitting obstacles in your progress, then it's a place, an environment where you can share that, and you can be supported and get some answers and get some encouragement, get some motivation and inspiration. So it's all about working together to one common goal of having a much better body, whether that's a new activity, new self-care, better food that we're eating, a better balance in our lives, better sleep patterns and things like that. they're all connected. So this is what this is about. So I want to invite you to a consultation so you can discuss with me what it is you're looking for, and we can see if we can tailor a program that would suit you. And let's all start feeling tip top, that by December we are feeling like full of energy, better state of mind, better skin, just feeling better inside our bodies, and just being nourished, really nourished and looked after, and physically fit and able as well. Let's go into this winter strong so that we can cope with the winter months and we can cope with things that are thrown our way. So if you would like to know more about that, just send me a message and we'll arrange a time to have a chat. It's no obligation. I will just listen and understand your situation, then we'll work together, see if there is something for you, and if you want to go ahead, then great, and if you don't, then that's absolutely fine. But I'm here to help you. I want to help people to feel better, to feel brighter, to feel more energized, to have better sleep, to have better overall well-being through the self-care, the mindset, everything. So if I can help you, please let me know. If you think I can help someone else you know, please do share this video with them and let's help them as well. And as I mentioned before, if you like what you're hearing, please just hit the like button as well, or put a little comment on there so that other people know that it's been useful and beneficial. So I would really appreciate that. So I'm going to be back here again next Wednesday night at 6:30. It's Vivian Hamilton. No, it's not. It's Winning Wednesdays with Vivian Live Transformed. So yeah, I would look forward to seeing you then. And thank you so much for listening. Take care. Bye bye now.